What's up, y'all? Let's dive headfirst into today's stories. Warning, this story is quite racist and classist, so take all your tolerance and control the desire to kill this Karen, although I don't blame you if you can't. Okay, recently it was Mother's Day and I was talking to Mom on Skype to wish her happy day and celebrate with her. When we talk about this again, I must clarify English is not my first language, for which I apologize if there are mistakes. A long time ago, more than 20 years ago, my mother had just joined my father and his family. She was a very hard-working person. She studied and worked, in addition to helping my father's family every time she could since she did not have family. Everyone loved her for these qualities. At the same time, my uncle had married a woman, let's call her Liz. Like my mother, Liz had grown up in a poor and toxic family, but she was not at all as hard-working and kind as my mother, nor so beautiful. Liz always envied my mother. She may have been married to a rich man, and I had a better economic position than my mother. But for Liz it was not enough. She wanted to be admired and loved just like my mother, so she always competed with her, although Mom did not know that she was competing until she left the family. Liz always tried to steal credit from my mother or make my father look bad to the other members of the family, and when she did not succeed she would cry like a little girl so that someone would take her side. One day my mother announced to the family that she was pregnant. Everyone celebrated and this angered Liz. A couple of months later she announced that she was also pregnant. Clearly she was competing with my mother again. Over time it became known that both Liz and my mother were going to have girls, and they were very excited. Liz always talked to everyone about how her daughter would be, saying that her girl would have the white skin of her father, the green eyes of she and brown hair. I do not know where the brown hair would come from, but well, my mother only hoped that I was born in good health. My mother never stopped working even while pregnant, while Liz stayed home 9 months pregnant without doing anything. The first to be born was me. I was born healthy. Liz did not even hold me when I was introduced to the family. She was still talking about his daughter. A few months later my cousin was born and it was here when Liz's pride went to the bottom. Her daughter was born very similar to her, with dark skin and straight hair, and the brown eyes of the father. Nothing to do with the white girl with brown hair and green eyes that she wanted. Even so, my cousin was beautiful. When my mother arrived at Liz's house she left me with my cousin in the crib, and while she had coffee with my aunt and Liz, she noticed how she paid me a lot of attention. She always approached the crib and tried to play with me, ignoring her own daughter. I was born identical to my mother, with very light skin, black hair, a small pink mouth, and big brown eyes. Liz always complimented my skin and my eyes, to which my mother was grateful. She also tried to outshine me, which my mother did not see with favor, since she neglected my cousin, and attending to me was my mom's job. One day Liz approached the crib to see me. She asked my mother if she wanted to change her daughters. Mom knew she was not joking, even so I tried to make it look like a joke. Liz insisted and my mother left her smile. The conversation went something like this: "It shows that you like my daughter very much, and I like yours. If we exchange them we will be happier. I have a good economic position and I will be able to give her everything she needs. What she needs is her mother. You give your daughter what she needs and I will give mine the same, but only to my true daughter. I do not intend to give it to you. Your daughter does not seem like your daughter. She adapts more to our family. She has a more delicate appearance that will fit with our way of life. Do you plan to deprive her of that? Mine, on the contrary, adapts more to your lifestyle. Not it will be difficult to work." Do you know how racist and stupid you just heard yourself? I am not a racist. I am only telling the truth. I need this girl. Besides, there will be no difference. They are almost the same age and I doubt that the family cares. I need this girl for the simple fact of being mine. She is my daughter. I gave birth to her. You plan to deprive that girl of a comfortable and happy life just because of your selfishness? What kind of mother are you? Anyone would be happy to exchange children with me. My mother, already angry about this, ended up screaming at her, "A better mother than you. Because I fight my daughter and I do not treat her as an object as you do now. I will give my daughter everything she needs and you fill your daughter with the happy life that you presume, but not try to treat the girls as objects. Attend to your daughter and I'm going with my child, and don't even think of throwing a tantrum over this." My mother and I left that house and for a long time she did not let Liz see or visit me, nor did I let them leave me alone with her for fear that Liz would steal from me. Liz believed that she deserved a white daughter because according to her she adjusted more to her status. Yes, as racist and stupid as it sounds, and that my mother was selfish for not wanting to exchange. Since then Liz tried to make life impossible for my mother. bothering her at work and inventing accidents and even slander to blame her. She had also stolen some photos of me and presented me as her daughter to her acquaintances and friends, something that was soon known it was a lie when they visited Liz's house. Liz did not mistreat her daughter, but she always yearned to exchange babies. This continued until my uncle and Liz divorced a few years later. She left the country and rarely contacted her daughter. Shortly after the divorce, the kind of person Liz was known, and of course, my mother also told about the exchange of daughters. Now Liz is a black stain in our family and is hated even by her own daughter. No one has ever told her, my cousin, about the exchange that her mother wanted to do. P.S. Despite all, my cousin and I grew up as sisters and we got along great. I am very happy to have the mother I have and that this exchange would never have happened. Having a mother like that is really disgusting and I am very sorry for my cousin. Stuff you got to know about me. I'm gender fluid. That means my perceived gender changes daily. When I'm having a feminine day I speak with a higher pitched voice that throws a lot of people off. Anyway, on to the story. EP equals entitled parent. Kid equals EP's son. BD equals bus driver. Me equals me. I was sitting on the bus a couple of days ago, just minding my own business, when a mother and her young son came up to me. EP, do you mind if we sit here? Me, sure, go ahead. EP and her son sit down. I pull out my phone and start to play a game. Kid, cool. Can I try? Me, sure. I hand my phone to the kid and he plays around and hands it back to me. Kid, thanks. Me, you're welcome. At this point the EP turns to me and says, why are you talking like that? Me, oh, I'm gender fluid. EP, gasps, you're what? Me, I'm gender fluid. The EP stands up super suddenly and grabs her kid. EP, you stay away from my son, you'll give him, direct quote, the gay. Me, okay then. She storms up to the bus driver and screeches, EP, kick that boy off, I don't want him to contaminate my child. BD, what are you talking about? EP, he'll give my son the gay. BD, no, that's stupid, go sit down. EP, fine. Pull over, we're getting off. The bus driver pulls over and lets them out. Anyway, as far as entitled people go, it could have been a lot worse, but it was so bizarre that I really wanted to share. More of a comedic post because my mom is genuinely so ridiculous it makes me laugh so hard. This Sunday of course was Mother's Day, so my mom went out to the store and bought 6 pies, shortbread cookies, and 9 chocolate strawberries for dessert for my family after our dinner. We ended up opening 3 of the pies and nibbling at them, as we were all completely full from the dinner, so there was 2 half of pies left and then another whole from those 3. We also only ate 5 of the strawberries. The shortbread cookies were apparently not on the menu for the family, my mom only got them for herself. The next day in the afternoon I was craving something sweet, so I went to ask my mom if I could have the leftovers of one of the pies. She laughed at me. I asked why she's laughing, and she told me everything was gone. I was like, what? All the pies are gone? She said yes, all the pies are gone. Everything is gone. This woman ate about 5 entire pies. In one night. She hadn't eaten them Sunday afternoon, or that morning, which means she got up in the middle of the night, probably like 2 in the morning because she does this a lot, and ate 5 pies. And 4 chocolate strawberries. I just walked away, I really don't care. Later that night, around 12 a.m., I got the hungry munchies, and heated me up some mac and cheese. I finished eating, and sat down with my mom, who promptly berated me, telling me that Honey Boo Boo eats mac and cheese and if I don't stop eating mac and cheese, especially in the middle of the night, I'll become Honey Boo Boo. I responded back, Honey Boo Boo also eats lots of pies, but she probably doesn't eat them at 2 in the morning. That was total guess, but her response confirmed it. She yelled at me to shut up and that I'm not her parent. So background info: I worked in a high school in a low socioeconomic area for a while. Now when you work at a school you have a database of students' names with basic information like parent contacts, medical issues and restricted access notes. Restricted access notes just mean that the child is not allowed to be seen by certain people, whether that be due to divorce or something worse. This day was a day like any other and I was absolutely flat out trying to get work done and deal with phone calls. This dad walks in around 3rd period and takes a seat seeing that I am busy. Eventually I call him over and ask how I can help him. Me, Me Ed, entitled Dad C, child. Ed, yes, I'd like to use one of your meeting rooms to speak with C please. Me, I'm sorry, I'll have to check if meeting rooms are available for such thing without a staff member present, they weren't allowed to BTW. Ed, no, it has to be just me and her. He started to fidget at this point. Me, I knew something was up now. What was a student's last name? And what was your name? He gave me the names and I looked her up in the system. She had a restricted access note for her father, who was the man standing in front of me. Obviously I can't see the detail on the note, but it does state that there is a restraining order against the father. Me, I'm sorry sir, no one by that name attends this school. Ed, no, I know she does, this is the only high school in this area, just let me effing talk to her. Me, again sir, there is no one by that name here, I can't help you. Ed, I'm going to talk to her mother, you bunch of CNTs trying to keep me away from my daughter. She's my daughter and I can see her if I effing want to. He called me a few other derogatory terms before leaving the office in a rage. I just ended up sighing and calling the mother to let her know what happened before writing up a report of our interaction in case the police were involved. The mother eventually came to pick up her daughter early. What did you think? What would you have done differently? Share your opinions in the comments. And if you enjoyed the stories, slap that like and subscribe button for more of them, and don't forget to support the original writers with an upvote, links are in the description. Peace out, and catch you tomorrow.